Thank you very much, Franz.
Floor to the delegate from Indonesia, followed by the delegate from Thailand.
Thank you, Chair. Indonesia speaks on behalf of the 11 member states of the Southeast Asia region. We appreciate WHO Secretary for the report on the agenda, including the resolution by the EB. We reaffirm our commitment and responsibility to the political declaration on EMR made by head of state at the UN General Assembly in 2016, which called for a multi-sectoral collaborative global response to the threat of antimicrobial resistance. We also support G20 Health Minister Declaration in Berlin last week on Together Today for a Healthy Tomorrow, which further emphasized the significant role of the National Action Plan on EMR, which cover all the 5 strategic objectives of the Global Action Plan on EMR, and the use of One Health approach through the whole functionaries of tripartite partners of country level. Multi-drug resistant tuberculosis, antimycin-9 monotherapy-resistant malaria, very prevalent in member states in Southeast Asia, are high in EMR priorities. By August 2017, all 11 member states in Southeast Asia region will launch the National Action Plan on EMR and start active implementation. We request WHO to collaborate with FAO and our OIE in One Health approach to strengthen country capacities to sustain the effective implementation on National Action Plan on EMR. We urge member states to strengthen laboratory capacity as foundation for EMR surveillance. We recommend GLASS to accelerate inclusion of EMR in animal and agriculture and monitoring of antimicrobial consumption. We appreciate the ongoing work by the IECG and EMR appointed by the UN Secretary General. We do expect IECG report to contain recommendation inter alia on synergies and seamless coordination among the tripartite partners of global, regional, country level, and B, strategy to improve country implementation and monitoring capacities. As regard to the draft resolution EB 140R5, Southeast Asia region has several comments on implementing the EB resolution on sepsis. We are conscious that we must not lose sight EMR as its scope is much wider than sepsis. Though the sepsis has certain link with EMR, such as prevention and control of infection with hand hygiene behavior in a clinical setting, contributed the sepsis prevention, but comprehensive implementation of GAP EMR will fully contribute to sepsis. We recognize sepsis on one of the major causes preventable morbidity and mortality globally, and its significant increase of cases fatality resulting high financial burden in many countries, notably in developing countries. Sepsis can be caused by normal pathogen for the immunocompromised host or by AMR pathogens. Therefore, it's important to emphasize the implementation of the all 5 pillars of indicated of the GAP AMR. Chair, member states would like to amend the draft resolution as follows. First, on operative paragraph 1.1 to replace international guideline with WHO guideline. Therefore, the OP1 will read as follows. To include prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of sepsis in national health system, strengthening policies and processes in the community and the healthcare setting according to WHO guideline. Second, on operative paragraph 2.1, to insert at the beginning of the sentence, it's read as follows. The develop sepsis prevention and management guideline and draw attention to the public health impact of sepsis, including by publishing a report on sepsis, and so on. 11. Finally, we support the draft resolution EB 140R5 on improving the prevention, diagnosis, and management of sepsis. Thank you, Chair.
I thank the delegate from Indonesia. I next give the floor to the delegate from Thailand, followed by the delegate from Algeria. However, I remind you to please stick to the 3 minutes allocated to each member state.
Thank you, Chair. Thailand appreciates the Secretariat for the comprehensive report. In the last 2 years after the GAP-MR was adopted, we observed good progress made by the tripartites of WHO, FAO, and OAE, developed partners, and member states addressing AMR issue. Thailand is glad to be a part of these progresses. We are glad to be one of 67 countries who complete the National Action Plan on AMR, to be one of 43 countries who have enrolled and currently implemented the Global Antimicrobial Resistance Surveillance System or GRAS, and to be one of a few developing countries that start developing the National Surveillance of Antimicrobial Consumption System or TISAC in short, to monitor consumption of human and veterinary medicine, as well as to track and trace the channels of distribution of important antimicrobials for human and animal use. We are also welcome the establishment of interagency coordinating group to strategically and effectively coordinate and move the UNGA political declaration on AMR forward. And we are glad that the third meeting of IACG will be held during the Prince Mahidol Award Conference in July 2018, Bangkok, Thailand. Thailand aligns ourselves with the Southeast Asia Regional One Voice Statement. We recognize the importance and urgency of sepsis prevention and management. Therefore, we support Indonesia for the amendments of the draft resolution. Thank you, Chair.